Hi, it's Kevin with the Erdal team. Today I want to talk about radiant heat and galvanized steel piping. So we currently have two active mid-century modern listings. One's an Eichler, one's a Galvanized home, and both of them had the radiant heat fail. Both of them had galvanized steel piping. You may be more familiar with copper piping, but these homes with galvanized steel piping, they're all run their life expectancy at this point. So both of these homes that are active on the market, they don't have a central heat system. One of them has a forced air just in one portion of the room. The other home needs a new full system installed because it currently doesn't have any heat source. What I've noticed from marketing these homes so far and talking to agents and buyers that are interested is that they're not so concerned with having to put a system in. It's figuring out what the right system is to install once they purchase the home. Our job as mid-century modern specialists is to give these buyers their options. Talk to them about what their goals are, what they like, and then help them figure out what they can do to make this property their own once they purchase it. So the way I see it, I think there's three options. The first and most expensive, but probably the best, is to install a new radiant heat system. This would require putting in a new PEX tubing throughout the home, raising up the concrete elevation about 2 inches. And you could do this for about $30,000. Then of course you're gonna have to put a new flooring system over the top. But if you want a radiant heat system and that's very important to you, that's your best option. The cheapest option is to put a hydronic baseboard system in. You can use the existing boiler and put these baseboard heaters throughout the property, run new piping over the roof to those baseboards, and you'll have central heat. However, with the baseboard heating, it requires you to be careful about where you're gonna put furniture. You don't wanna block it so that it gets a good circulation throughout the house. The way I see it, I think there's 4 options. The third option would be to install mini split systems throughout the house. You might be familiar with these if you've been to Europe or Asia and you see these wall units on the walls. They're AC and heat, remote operated, individually control each one. So it's not a centralized system, but you are able to control each room independently, which a lot of people like. And you get the heat and cooling at the same time. The fourth option would be to install forced air. You have to be careful about this though, because you don't want to ruin the aesthetic of the house. You don't want to mess with the facade. When you're looking at the home from the street, from your atrium, from the backyard, you don't want to see these big ducting system running on the roof. That's going to take value away from the home when you go to resell it. The best way to install a new forced air system would be to do it in conjunction with installing a new roof. You remove the existing roof system, have a low-profiled rectangular ducting system fabricated, run that over the top of the roof, and then come back and do a spray foam roof over the top. This way you're gonna have forced air circulating throughout the house, along with cooling, and it's gonna be well insulated by that foam roof. If you own a home with steel tubing in your radiant heat system, and it's still operating, the best option if you have a leak is to try and add a hydronic sealer to the system. This isn't going to repair the leak, but it's going to slow it or hopefully stop the leak so that you can continue enjoying that radiant heat for a few more years. With a new hydronic system, when you're installing the PEX tubing, you can also install different zones throughout the house. So you could put your kitchen and family room on one zone, the bedrooms on a separate zone, and another room that you may not use as much on the third zone. So there's your 4 options: installing a new radiant heat system with PEX tubing, installing hydronic baseboards, a mini split system, or forced air with ducting on the roof. If you have more questions about these different options, feel free to contact us. We're always happy to help homeowners, and especially people that have just bought a new home. If you like this video, please hit the like button. That way we know to create more video content with tips like this.